Greeting, traveler.
No time for games.
The end is coming! Who am I?
Change your mind.
You require my assistance? Adingo! We're gonna be rich.
No time for games.
Inferno! Require my assistance? Who am I?
Let me change your mind.
Greeting, traveler.
No time for games.
Good evening, THL. That's my impersonation of that awesome movie, Good Morning Vietnam. I'm not sure why I did it. Hey, thanks for joining us again as Tavern Talk, and this is where we talk about taverns. So this week, I want to talk about the Tavern Sandwich. Which tavern do you want to talk about, JRJuggerLaw? Am I not? Can nobody hear me?
I can hear you. I am trying to figure out what the reference is.
Oh, a tavern? So we're Tavern Talk. And a tavern's what they call a tavern is a sandwich. At least what they called them when I was in elementary school. Like a loose meat sandwich was a tavern. So we have taverns. So
Okay.
it's Tavern Talk. We're talking about loose meat sandwiches today.
I mean, I like that, but at the same time,
Should we talk
you
about
lost me.
Hearthstone instead?
Probably.
Let's talk about
Okay.
Hearthstone.
I think that's a pretty safe. Yeah.
So I'm
I'm out of my
Dano,
depth tonight, folks.
Dano, JRJuggerLaw, and Dusharmo. Dusharmo? Not sure.
Yeah, that way.
Other
your
way.
This
left.
away or that way?
And
Take it back now,
let's pop into our hat stats. What do you guys say?
Let's get the
Let's do it.
lineup stats specifically.
Specifically lineup stats. So not nearly as dominant this week as last week. Last week we saw the most popular lineup like kind of dominate as well, whereas this week the more popular lineups were a little bit weaker actually. So we see Demon Hunter, Hunter, Rogue, Warrior, and Demon Hunter, Hunter, Warlock, Warrior as the most popular brings. Both of them with a sub 50% win rate, and then the Warlock variety not faring great.
Now,
Yeah, and
I brought the second most popular lineup, and well, that did not go well for me.
yeah, I mean Demon Hunter, Hunter, Rogue, Warrior, it's doing okay. I think. I think Rogue is the weak point in that class, or in that lineup there. And then Demon Hunter, Hunter, Mage, Warrior, and this was before the nerfs. Mage was doing actually pretty good in that lineup. So, I think we're going to probably see a change into that lineup being more popular. Demon Hunter,
Yeah.
Hunter, Mage, Warrior.
100%.
Maybe sometimes even throwing Demon Hunter out and throwing another class in there. But, yeah.
Yeah.
And small sample size, but Demon Hunter, Druid, Hunter, Warrior, the big winner, the 4-1 record. And we saw a lot of Druid this week when I was going through and looking at the preview stuff before we got started here. And so I think that is kind of a showing in and what people were bringing, especially after the nerfs, where Spell Druid specifically most likely, but maybe Quest Druid if people are feeling spicy, are bringing that as well. So
And there's also that Malagos Druid that doesn't run Kalthos in it, just runs
Nope.
the 4 mana 3. Was it 3 mana 3/3s or 4 mana?
3 mana 3/3. Imprisoned Satyr, I believe it's called.
Reduce the cost of the minion by 5.
Right. It was a list popularized by Board Control. It plays that as a 2-of, and then its only other minions are Malagos, regular Alexstrasza, and Ysera Unleashed. So it's an interesting deck, to put it mildly.
yes. I will agree with interesting. I think all definitions of interesting are
Interesting in the fact that I can't believe I won with it several times on ladder.
if my opponent wants to bring that list this week, that'd be great. They can go ahead and do that. Just give me a heads up.
The funny thing about that deck, though, is that it actually functions, in my opinion, very similarly to Spell Druid, where both of them are essentially about comboing you and putting out some kind of strong board that you're going to have trouble dealing with. Whereas the only real difference is that Malagos can often be a little bit more proactive as far as like it can create a board and have a strong combo if it gets down to Malagos plus like a swipe your board type of situation. But other than that, it functions pretty similarly. You know, you're hoping to high roll with it. You're hoping to draw your key cards. You know, doesn't really get more complicated than that.
Hey, I'm gonna give that a try tonight then. Should we move on to the last week review?
Absolutely.
Yes. Jinx.
All right. So,
Not really,
as a
but it
quick
was worth a shot.
recap, we will have a countdown for each one of these reviews. We got a minute and a half. The minute and a half will be Our time is up. You will hear the rope. That is not us playing Hearthstone. That is our timer. And
Or it could be both.
And our goal is to eventually get a graphic on the stream.
Yes.
So that you guys can see it. But right now, we're not at that point yet. But yeah, I had a few messages last week about, hey, someone's playing Hearthstone in the background. I'm like, no, nobody's playing Hearthstone in the background. It's for us to keep us on a timer.
Yep. Yeah.
Dano's playing Hearthstone in the background while he's casting.
That's how I do, I'm just
and he's roping every turn.
every single turn, which I pretty much do anyway.
Story of his life, right?
Mm-hmm. That's me. If I can't take my full 75 seconds, I'm not interested. All right, Dave, do you want to get us started here, Dusharmo, with always top deck lethal versus the Bloomers?
The first match, and I would consider this kind of an upset. I mean, ATL was thought of to be one of the top teams, if not the top team in the Gold Conference, and they were taken down big time by the Bloomers. And Sanguine really doing a great job with her team there, and some big wins, like a Silver T-Fox Demon coming up big over Shun Sui, big PR difference there, and also we have Adamos coming up big over A2 Battleship. A2 Battleship, very strong player, very, very strong player. And so it shows Adamos is, making a name for himself in the THL. Sanguine coming huge in the 2 seed over Strong Pond, free Hong Kong. So some really, really big wins here. And then Ator over Brick, they're very similar PRs and a very interesting matchup and good on the Bloomers for picking up this win, kind of showing some kinks in the armor for ATL.
Yeah, I got nothing to add to that. How about you, JR?
I just want to say I'm very happy to see the Bloomers really taking such a huge win. It's especially impressive when you consider the fact that 4 out of the 5 players on this team were undefeated going into this week, and to see 3 of them get their first loss there was definitely quite a surprise. I didn't expect. I expected this team to have undefeated players for a longer period, but either way, they're still in good shape. So, if I were them, I'd still be pretty happy with the current situation.
Yeah, I think they're both gonna be really good teams, right? I think it's gonna, and it shows in their points. So even though Bloomers with the kind of the big week win, 51-49. They're both gonna be in the playoff hunt for sure. No doubt about that.
Just makes me more excited to see what happens next.
Yeah, and Dano's not playing Hearthstone, by the way, just to remind you.
Yeah,
that's our timer. That's to let us.
Help myself.
That's to let us know that we're done with this.
But Dusharmo, I'm helping to host the show, and I still don't believe that. That just tells you how uncredible that statement is right now.
Are you guys ready for the next one?
Yeah,
yes.
Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters versus Murgle McGurgle.
Seriously, I said this last week. Somebody needs to make a theme song for that team.
Murgle should be the what is it called? The level 70 or level 60 Torn Chieftain Torns. The I Am Murloc. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, I haven't listened to that for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good theme song for them.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've heard that.
I don't know about you. I still listen to that song from time to time. It's a pretty cool song.
No, I mean I try to find it here and there, but it's I miss when it was used in a lot of clip videos.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Off all the rails.
I am more than a man. I'm more. Yeah, that's a good song.
So. Death will rise from the.
All right, so Murgle McGurgle, better known as Buse and his 4 alts. So.
Dibs, Debs, Dobbs.
I was gonna say.
So big win here by Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters. Murgle, another one of those teams that that's the first 2 weeks were looking kind of unstoppable. And Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters just really kind of shown up huge. Heat Shock has been just unbelievable the first 3 weeks. I think their first 3 weeks in Legacy at least, maybe THL. Jimmy Eat Shoes with a big win over Buse. And your Mumked just really keeping it close, right? And then Super Murloc, big sweep. So 2 big sweeps between Heat Shock and Super Murloc. Rage Doppel still losing, but I imagine it's going to stop eventually. one would imagine. Rage Doppel's a good enough 5 seed where I don't think he'll consider to go 04 or 05 or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think the wins will be coming shortly as well. And it kind of looking at the classes there that were brought, kind of wonder if it was maybe just the classes that were brought as well. So without the Warrior Bring, Demon Hunter was a pretty easy ban. So, but wasn't banned at all. So hey, what do you know? Hunter was banned. It was smart. That's all I've got to say. I guess time's out.
Yeah, and I want to give some props to Blood. No, sorry, the wrong one. Looking at the wrong match there.
What?
I want to give some props to Jimmy there, picking up a big win over Buse. Buse, really strong player in the 2 seed, and coming into the THL for the first time, it's just and picking up a big win there is really strong with Priest on top of that. So just wanna give props there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's time. All
Next
right,
one.
time for some hot Zilch
I got nothing to add.
versus Sarah Knight Pain Gang action. Well, you should have interrupted if you wanted to add something. The rope ran out. We're moving on. That
No,
is
I
our
said
new
I didn't have
rule.
anything to add.
Oh, okay. That's good. What have you got for us here for the hot Zilch versus Sarah Knight Pain Gang?
So I'll be honest with you. I am very happy for the Zilts for getting a big win because I know they had a very rough first week and they really wanted to redeem themselves. But I was also kind of hoping that this was going to be a closer match and also just potentially a big upset for the Sarah Knight Pain Gang because they seem to be in an upward trend. And my feelings towards that team haven't changed after this match, but it's just kind of unfortunate because I really wanted to see them have more upward momentum after last week. Cole's got a very huge sweep against Dr. Bomb. Rabobson, a very close 3-2 over Bloodhunter, who sadly is 0-3 now, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. He's a really strong player. Donde getting a good 3-1 over Ekonami? How do we say it? Okay.
Ekonami, I think.
Ekonami.
That's what I'm
Anfil getting a big 3-1 against Darkside, and then Jimfilos falling 3-1 to Travis Chrono. So I'm glad Travis at least managed to get a big win. He's easily one of the most underrated 5 seeds, I would say, in my opinion. And I know Dusharmo feels the same way.
Mm-hmm.
This was, I still have high hopes for Sarah Knight Pain Gang. I guess you could look at it that they did face a very strong team this week, so maybe this will be like a big turning point for them. They'll kind of use this to motivate themselves and bounce back. Either way, Zilf's looking hot.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Good pun. Well done.
I try.
Yeah, and then I think Darkside with their first loss of the season, 2-1 now. Yeah, and then kudos to Travis Chrono, who after a rough week 1 really kind of found their footing and has done well the past couple of weeks. So
Also bringing Priest too and winning with it. No
I think
Warrior.
Priest is a fine bring. Priest is solid, right? Especially if you have the experience to play it well, right? That's kind of the hard part about Priest is you don't just pick up Galacron Priest and play it well, right? All right, should we move on to Device Brotherhood versus a Noyo team? We can skip it if you all want. I'm just saying.
No, we're not skipping this one. And Lemons bringing Shaman again.
Bringing Shaman in, and that was the game 5, by the way, was Lemons finding Lethal 1 turn before I had Lethal, by the way. Like he was dead on board and found Lethal, and that was like a little bit disappointing. But
well, bringing Shaman and winning, and I think you told him that last week too, to bring Shaman to win, and he does, and he beats you.
He was pretty vocal about it, I gotta say.
I know.
I beat the Shaman once. It was the second time I couldn't do it. So
yeah, and unfortunately, Noyo team struggling a little bit this week. Some huge 3-0s on going across the board. I think that's kind of hurt a little bit in the long run. I don't know. Just sometimes games go that way, I guess. And they brought some weird stuff too. Rogue and I'm not Rogue. Paladin, and Druid, and Priest, and so maybe that kind of threw them a loop a little bit, and just kind of got swept from that. So it's looking rough for the Anoya team. Big win with a mage though, picking up a big win over Comp. So showing a mage was at the beginning of the season showing a little bit of concern that maybe he should not be a 1 seed, but this is picking up a win, like, over a solid 1 seed player. So he does have the capability to be a strong 1 seed. So looking
Yep,
at
for sure.
another team to pick up some wins here in the future and hopefully pick up their game next week.
Oh yeah, we'll be fine. I'm not concerned about us. I think we'll continue to win. I don't think Totinos will get swept again.
This is definitely one of those weeks that's likely to just motivate you and bring out the strongest of fires from you guys. So I would love to see that.
Yeah, that is definitely how we roll. We are like big fire motivated.
Plus, knowing Zethan and Mad at Arms and Totino's Pizza, I don't see a scenario where they're going to let themselves get swept 2 weeks in a row. So they're going to come back hungry this week.
And
yeah, I was a little bit bummed I couldn't find the W there because I was the first. It would have been nice because the first those 3 matches played out first, so it was 1, 2, 3 sweeps in like a 13-hour period of time. So
That's demoralizing.
So it was like I really was hoping to get that win against Lemons there, but it didn't quite happen. But I was happy with my result, and I thought I played well, and I probably couldn't have played it much better there in the end. I had flipped the board twice against Shaman, and then it was the third time just found that lethal. So it happens.
I got to play against Shaman and Pro this week, and I hope I don't have a similar outcome.
Shaman's weird, right? Like, who knows?
I know.
Shaman's super weird now, right? So you're expecting the Highlander version, I guess, which is like
that's what he brought. Yeah, that the only upside is I know what his list is going to be, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I would just practice against it. That's pretty terrible stats on VS. Right now, I was looking at the VS live before I logged in here, and it's doing pretty garbage. So
yeah,
just run some practice against it. You'll probably be okay, I would guess. So
I hope so. I want to keep my upward momentum in that series at least.
Yeah. Cool. The Stubbs versus Amberflight Gaming.
Yeah, and another Shaman bring and another Shaman win.
That's how it works. I brought Shaman the first week and I won, and I haven't brought Shaman yet since, and I have lost. So I think that's how that works, right?
In fairness, though, we knew about this match outcome last week, though, when we were doing Tavern Talks. So
True.
We already had the chance to make that joke.
So Amberflight Gaming getting super close here to getting on the finding a win against the Stubbs. Couldn't quite get there in the end. I'm getting a little bit concerned about a couple of their players who might be maybe just not finding their groove in THL, and that can be really hard to once you've kind of got that feeling like maybe this isn't right for you. It's hard to kind of get yours in a good spot, and so much of like Hearthstone, especially in like Legacy, where like Conquest style is just like a crapshoot of what how do you queue up, can be confidence in what you're doing and it being done right. And so when that starts to go, it can be demoralizing, and it can just lead to losses that you normally wouldn't have. So I'm hoping they can turn it around. Dragon Rider, I played against Rom Mexico, and I got to cast this one with Donde, and it was real close. It was a really, really good match. Those two got the week started off right. Neja Boston keeps on winning. And Bitbeaker looks like to kind of be the strength of the team right now. I expect they hope Itachi's back soon, but Dragon Rider can also fill in as a 1, no problem. So anything to add, fellas?
I'll just say I think what you said about like with finding your groove is very important. I mean, it's very common for new players to THL to struggle at the beginning because even though like you may have experience playing in tournaments, open cups, whatever, it's still like this is still a very different kind of experience. So, I mean, speaking as somebody whose very first season started off 0-3 and then finished off the regular season 5-4, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just eventually you figure out what you got to do, and makes a huge difference.
Nice.
Yeah, I think couldn't agree more.
All right.
Hey there, Super Murloc. We're doing well. How are you doing tonight? Should we move on to the Red Conference, guys?
Yes.
The Red Conference.
Fun. AKA the better conference.
So you say.
I'm a jerk, I know.
Good luck, Albatrosses versus Illy Dilly's Death Knights.
Oh boy.
JR, do you want to talk about this bloodbath? Or
I'm gonna try my best not to. Hey.
Well, hey, I owned up to ours. We had a 6-point week
fair.
As well, so it happens. It happens.
Yeah, but we only got swept twice. You got swept 3 times.
Yeah, but we also had a 3-2 match, so
that's fair.
Still there.
That doesn't actually invalidate my point, but good try. No, this was oh god, this was a rough week for us. I have never been more disappointed in my playing against somebody before. I really wanted to really bring my A game against Dusharmo, and I did not. I tried, but this was just a week where I learned a lot from losing to him, but it definitely was just like I definitely played worse against him than I did my previous two opponents. Like he's amazing, but unfortunately this just wasn't my week. Like I lost because I didn't play well enough, and I got swept because RNG hated me this week. That's the story in a nutshell. But Catman did manage to get at least a win for us against Lotus Knight. Inzi beat Marty 3-1. I got swept, of course. And also Mike V sweeping Siege definitely threw me off because he lost him right before we played. And then Chewbacca beat Jerry Damage 3-1. Honestly, at this point, this was just an off week for us. I guarantee you guys in the coming weeks it's going to be very different. So, but it's one of those wake-up calls that I'm glad we had earlier rather than later.
Cool. Anything to add, Dusharmo?
We're going to lose to them in the playoffs.
I didn't know my voice was that high. Dang.
Right? Right?
Jeez, I have a...
Newsflash, right?
I know. I know.
All right.
Yeah, no, just real quickly, I'm really proud of my team. I think they did really well, and played against a really good team there. So, yeah, and then 2, 3, 4, all of us are undefeated. So it's really, really nice to be doing that. And Lotus Knight going 0-3, and then we're still doing very well. So, very happy with that.
I hope Inzi's trolling in chat right now because I really hope that's not meant to be a serious comment.
I think it was. I took it as serious. Took it as deadly serious.
Then I'm giving him the stink eye.
Good decision. All right, Dirty
Yeah.
Mike and the boys versus Beast Mode. It's a tight one. What do you think about this, Dusharmo?
Yeah, this is a very close match against two really solid teams. Beast Mode really needed a win here, to kind of stay on the standings. I don't think they're out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Going 1-2 with 36 points is still a decent amount of points. We're looking at the matchups here, and there are some notable sweeps here. Surlos sweeping over Bill Snyder. That was a huge sweep there. Bill Snyder, really strong player. Has 1-seed capabilities. And Tony Montana coming big on Zancat. Zancat also a 1-seed, I believe, in Hero. Copper Talon,
Yes.
a sweep over Lefty. So some very, very unusual sort of stats here. And strong wins going in on some of these players. 8-Bit picking up a win over Astrofrog, who is 200 PR in the 5-seed. And when you're 200 in PR in the 5-seed or plus, you're expected to kind of dominate in that area. And so he's kind of struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
But Dirty Mike and the boys still in a good position, able to eke out the win despite the 4-seed sweep, and very strong. Fuel picking up a win over Avi, and Avi considered to be one of the best players in the THL. So, very, very nice.
Clash of Titans right there.
And look for Beast Mode to come back in the next couple weeks to bounce back. Except next week, I think they play my team. So not starting after that, starting after that week.
Foreshadowing.
Not this week, next week. Yeah.
Oh.
No, this is I would say good work, Beast Mode, keeping this one close. Dirty Mike and the boys, seemingly one of the top teams in Legacy this season. And I would, if I'm Beast Mode, I'm feeling pretty good about this for sure. Obviously, is gonna find wins. Bill Snyder's gonna find wins. It's just, are they gonna find these wins soon enough to get into the playoffs? I think that's gonna be kind of tight. But other than that, great match. And I would, if I'm Beast Mode, I'm feeling pretty good. So.
Yep.
All right, cool. How about we talk about some Chaos Theory versus F2L Red? So, surprise, surprise, Hockey Boys won. Well, it's not really a surprise anymore, I guess, because Hockey is just super dialed in on this meta and just doing very, very well.
Really could have gone either way, though. So
the Hockey, me, myself, and I match.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that last week.
Oh! I thought you watched the game. I was like, oh, did I miss it? Was it streamed?
No.
Oh yeah, no, it was 3-2. Those are two fantastic players, right? And I think that was So yeah, no, there was a close match, but F2L Red pulling it out with I think just the 2 losses there. Me, myself, and I with a close one in 5 games, and then Shiny Pants losing 3-1. Shiny Pants kind of struggling to find footing here at the beginning of the season again, which is always a bummer there in the 4 seed because Shiny Pants should be just fine in the 4 seed. I wouldn't imagine that would be where you think would be a point of weakness. So probably just turn around here shortly, I would guess. And F2L Red, who I think I kind of undersold at the beginning of the season, maybe a little bit, is doing really, really well. And Liquid Ox is just between Liquid Ox and the Hockey Boys. Those are both playing at an incredible level. I got smoked by Liquid Ox this week in Hero. So
Man's legit.
yeah. Anything to add? Because I forgot to hit the button.
Nope.
Nope. Good.
Right, cool. Moving on to Redacted versus Dad Legend then. What do you got for us, JR?
Is it wrong if I feel a certain catharsis by Yellow Dart getting swept this week?
Yes? No.
Probably. Yeah, no, I love him. I love him dearly, but I had to ask that question anyway. Dad Legend's been all over the place this season. It's very strange. I mean, literally the first week, I think we talked about this last week. First week, they got entirely swept. Second week, they swept their opponents. This week, they win 1 match. I feel like, does that mean this week, by that logic, they're going to win 4 out of their 5 matches? I can't even tell anymore.
Yes, that's exactly what that means.
That happens, call me psychic. I don't know. Or a master of science. No, this was a Redacted just coming to play this week. Honest Zabe was the only one of their of Dad Legend to get a win this week because he's Honest Zabe. But Agent PWE, Snake Fods, Yeezus, and Pasca all getting wins, including Agent PWE and Yeezus getting big sweeps against Yellow Dart and Durden, respectively. I mean, oh boy. I mean, Dad Legend's a really strong roster of players, so you don't really expect to see something like this at all. But it's crazy to think that this is the second week out of the first 3 where at least 4 of their players have lost. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
And they were a finals contender.
I think
they were 1 game away. Like, these guys...
They were the best team in the league last year, except for the last match. I mean,
yeah. And I mean, like, you could make the argument that, Durden is no Bill Snyder, but I feel like you're also underselling Durden by saying that. Like, the team is still very strong, whether you want to admit it or not. So, as far as I'm concerned, like, no matter what happens, I still feel this team has so much potential to improve, only a third of the way into the season. So, I mean, it can go a number of different ways, but do not count them out is the message to be given here.
Yeah, we, Donde and I had the Agent Pee-wee versus Yellow Dart match, and Agent Pee-wee, except for one missed lethal by Yellow Dart in the first game, Agent PWE just played really, really well. And then if you want to learn how to play Highlander Hunters, go back and watch that match. Agent Pee-wee just absolutely wrecked. It was like stunningly good play. It was one of the best matches I've ever cast for sure.
And I'd also like to point out that somebody brought Shaman and won.
That's how it works. Shaman equals
you
win.
Bring Shaman, you win.
And Paladin. Paladin's like the extra sprinkling.
I'm not saying that as if I agree with that. I'm not sold on it yet, but you know what? I'm gonna acknowledge that's what happened.
Are you guys ready for the next one?
I'm ready for the next one. Hearthstone Academy versus Pod People. What do you got for us, Dusharmo?
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what happened in the 5 seed. I didn't ask. I'm assuming a no contest there. Let's just go with that for now. Maybe somebody won, and it's a little bit late, but I'm not sure. But R-Hat picking up a win in the 1 seed, no surprise there. Battle of the boards. R-Hat showing why he's the great one. Base Ink coming huge over Zeroshio. Zeroshio is a very strong player, and I believe he was an all-star last year, or
yeah, he was
all-star. Yeah, so very strong win. Base Ink 3-2 over Zeroshio, very close. That game probably could have gone anyway. Booze picking up a sweep over Starlax. Starlax a very strong 3 seed. Beat me, knocked me out of the March Madness tournament. So,
oof.
Yeah, great win from Booze, showing, hey, you know what, I'm good here in the 3 seed. Ghost as well, picking up a really solid win, and then obviously that 5 seed. So Hearthstone Academy picking up 15 points right now. I'm not sure about that 5 game, but good amount of points.
Still a decent amount.
Yeah.
Well, when you hold your opponent to between 6 and 9 points, you did well, right? So
Yeah.
6 and 8 points. So no matter how the last, I'm assuming, I don't know what happened, but it was, I think, good week for Hudson Academy. Time for our commercial break, which I said I was going to shorten, and I didn't. So here we go. Please consider subscribing to our channel. This subscription enables the THL team to cover the various costs of operating our website, as well as improve the quality of our streams. Not that you can improve the quality of this stream, and content to our viewers. If you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, you can sub to the channel for free. Subscribers will get a THL emoticon, as well as the lovely THL badge. Thank you so much
It
for
is
tuning in
quite
to Tavern
lovely.
Talk. It's beautiful. If you are enjoying our show, make sure to check out Wild and Out Mondays, the Saloon on Tuesdays, and Hearth Center on Wednesdays, right here at twitch.tv/Team Hearth Legend. We also stream matches on Fridays from 8 to 10, Saturdays from 8 to 10, and Sundays at various times. Just kind of be aware for that. Head over to teamhearthlegends.com. Hop into our Discord if you're interested at all. Our Discord is awesome, and it will really kind of give you an idea of how kind of the week-to-week looks in THL. Oh, and we have a podcast. We have a podcast too. THL Power is a podcast, which I always forget.
You almost forgot it. You
almost forgot it once
that
again.
Counts.
That I produce, and Isocles and Matt at Arms host, and it is fantastic. And this week we had Diamond on as a guest. That'll be out later on tonight, and so definitely catch it. It's a power ranking podcast, so you can subscribe at like wherever podcasts live. THL Power Rankings podcast. So
Awesome.
I didn't actually check the chat. I just remembered it. But thank you, Buse. All right, let's move on.
I saw the comment in the chat and I couldn't help but think to myself, is he gonna forget? Is he gonna forget? Is he gonna see?
I almost forgot. It's lucky I remembered. All right, let's move on to the Gold Conference preview, huh?
Let's do it.
First up, we got Always Top Deck Lethal versus the Stubs. Dusharmo, do you want to get us going here?
Yeah, two strong teams. I think Always Top Deck Lethal, huge loss last week from a in a standpoint where they were undefeated and people thought they were on top of the conference. I think they still are. They still are on top of the conference. They kind of want to keep that stride going, but off to a kind of a rough start. Kira Fenway, 3-0 over Matty Ebbs, giving Matty Ebbs his first loss.
Yeah, he was the only undefeated player left on that team.
Yeah.
My goodness.
And also we got some good matchups here. Ron Mexico and A2 Battleship. That one should be streamed. That's a really good one. I also like the 5 seed Shunsui and Quaz. Quaz, an all-star player from last season, and Shunsui, a very strong player. Normally, I remember seeing him play in the 4 seed. Actually, I played against him in the 4 seed a few seasons ago. So he's playing in the 5 seed now, and so I'm looking at that match as a very important match for Always Top Deck Lethal. So I'm gonna go over my predictions real quick. I got to give it to my boy Ron. I think he's gonna go. He's gonna go 2-2. I think it's gonna be close, but I think he's got it. And in the 2 seed, I think I'm gonna go with Free Hong Kong. I'm gonna go with Pond. I think Pond takes it there. In the 3 seed, I'm gonna give it to Oz. I think he picks it up there. And then in the 5 seed, I'm actually gonna give it to Quaz. And so the Stubs win 4-1. I think that's where I'm gonna go.
Oh, I'm going somewhere different. But first, though, thank you very much, Swelly HS, for the subscription. That is fantastic. We really, really appreciate that. And then I disagree with almost everything you said, which is cool, which is great.
Wow.
Right? So I have A2 beating Ron. I just like where A2 Battleship has kind of been early in this season. I think that's a pretty good player who ran into a bit of a brick wall last week. But I think it's a win. Pond in the 2. I think Pond is just really kind of getting this meta, and I think Pond is a really good player. I like Brick in the 3, obviously Kura Fenway in the 4, and then Quaz, who I think is just really kind of playing really, really well in the 5 right now, to give a 3-2 win to ATL. So, and how about you, JR?
So, well, I guess I get to be the tiebreaker then. I will say So this is for me a battle between my hero teammates, and I'm so glad that I don't have to face either of them this season in Legacy. So hallelujah for that. So A2 actually swept Ron Mexico in Hero, and I think he's going to win in Legacy too. So I'm giving him the edge there. I agree with you that Free Hong Kong is going to beat the Big Ted. I love them both, but I'm going to go with the PR differential on this. I'm going to give the slightest edge to Oz over Brick. I would have probably gone for Matty Ebbs, but to my surprise, he lost. So I really think it's just going to come down to the 5 seeds here, which is, in my opinion, that's going to be the closest match.
See that?
I know it's like easy for people to be like, go for Ron Mexico over A2, but I really think this is the one. Or I think that match could arguably be really close because both those players are so good, but I think it's the 5 seed that's going to be the closest.
So who do you pick winning?
Oh, slightest edge to Quaz.
All right. So 3-2 to Stubbs.
Yes.
Awesome.
My bad. I completely forgot I have to make that remark.
Choose a winner.
I forgot that's a thing.
All right. Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters versus the Serenite Pain Gang. I'm talking about this one. Excuse me. The first thing that like popped out to me was first that Heat Shock has been playing out of their mind. And second is all 5 members of Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters brought Druid. So they're seeing something there, or they saw something in the meta. I actually went and looked at VS, their live data reaper, and it's actually a pretty good read, actually. So once you like, other than Priest, Demon Hunter, and Warrior, which obviously Demon Hunter and Warrior are 2 of the big boys, right? It's favored against almost everything else. So in a conquest type format where you can't really predict what your opponent's going to bring next, Druid is actually a pretty good bring because you can ban one of those bad matchups. So if you're worried about Druid, so I think that's a really good read. They also have a lot of faith in Demon Hunter, which I personally didn't, and it didn't bring Demon Hunter this week. And then looking at that, the stats may have been a poor decision because Demon Hunter is performing fairly well on ladder still, even with the nerfs. The nerf, I thought the 2-1 nerf would be down to a 1-1 be a little bit more of a hit, but it turns out just being able to cycle through your entire deck as an aggro deck is a good thing, regardless of it being a 2-1 or a 1-1. So anyway, sorry. And then yeah, so my predictions, right? So I've got Heat Shock going to 4-0 because Heat Shock's been on fire. Jimmy Eat Shoes also been on fire. Feel bad for Blood Hunter, but I think just Jimmy Eat Shoes has been playing really well. Your Mum Kid in the 3, Darkside in the 4, and Travis Chrono in the 5. I think Rage Doppel is going to find their win. Rage Doppel is a very good 5 seed. They've been a really good 5 seed in the past, but Travis Chrono just seems to be feeling it after that kind of week 1 hiccup, right? So, and then with Mage, Paladin, Priest, Rogue, those are brings that you bring if you know, like, if you feel something, right? Like you've put the time in and those are your 4 best classes. Because otherwise you would usually bring Demon Hunter and or Warrior. So I think I love Travis Chrono there. So I've got the Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters winning 3-2.
All right. I have a turd upset of the week for this one.
Oh God.
Can't wait for the...
That's going to take time for me to get used to, for the record.
I have a Dr. Bomb D winning over Heat Shock. I think that's going to give Heat Shock his first loss, and I think that's going to win the match for Saturday Night Pain Game. I'm going to say Dr. Bomb D over Heat Shock. Jimmy Eat Shoes and her Mum Kid take 2 and 3, and then Darkside and Travis Chrono take 4 or 5. And I'm going to say that Saturday Night Pain Game pick up the win 3-2.
Appreciate that. That is a fine turn upset of the week. What have you got for us, JR?
This is tough because I looked at this before and I was just like, I can't really decide. So I'm definitely going to say the 1 and the 2 win for the Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters, and I feel very confident that Travis Chrono is going to win it for SPG in the 5. The 3 and the 4 are very close to call, but I'm going to give the slightest edge to Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters 3-2. I'm going to say Darkside wins it in the 4, but her Mum Kid wins in the 3.
sure Super Murloc's not going to be happy that every last one of us said he's going to lose, so he's probably going to win now.
He's going to be the most mad at no. He's going to be the most mad at me, and I'll explain why when we get to my match.
Cool.
All right. Next one?
Should we move on to Blood Bloomers versus Murgle?
Absolutely.
Outstanding. All right, what do you got for us, JR?
All right, so this is a battle of 2-2-1s with the exact same score. Ooh, same amount of points.
Nice
I know.
Notice there. I missed that.
Right? It was weird because it took me a second. But yeah, this is a battle between two teams with the same amount of points, but very different records among their players, as you'll notice. Because Murgle has 4 players that are at least X1, and then Blood Bloomers has a cut like. Well, I should say it's that different. It's really just that they have one player. Blood Bloomers has just a slightly weaker record if you just distribute it among their players. But it's really more so like from the matchups based on if you're looking at like by seed, it's a little weird. But regardless, this one I'm feeling is also going to be very close. I think this is going to be a 3-2. I'm giving Adamos the slightest edge over Dabs. I think Dabs is really good, but Adamos is on fire right now. I'm going to give the upset to Sanguine over Buse. I think she is a very strong player and not to be underestimated here, even when the opponent is someone as strong as Buse. I think Dibs is going to take it over Ator. And I think Medusas is going to take it over Debs, and then G-Kick over Silver Fox Demon. So, yeah, Blood Bloomers 3-2.
Cool. You want to give your predictions real quick to Dusharmo, and then I'll give mine?
Sure. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Damos in the one. I think he's on fire right now. As much as I would like Sanguine to win, I think Buse takes this. I'm going to go with in the 3. I'm going to give it to Dibs in the 3. I think Debs keeps his losing streak to 4. Sorry, Debs. I think Medusas takes it there. And then, actually, I think Silver T Fox is going to take it in the 5. So I think I'm going to give it to Blood Bloomers 3-2.
Nice. So I went a different way, actually. So I have Buse's alt Dabs winning in the 1. I just don't have any belief that Pure Paladin is actually good enough to win with. I think that maybe the first couple of days after the nerf, it may have seemed that way, but I think all the stats kind of show that it's actually still kind of bad. So, but hey, Adamos has been playing really, really well, so I could be wrong there. But so I got Dabs winning in the 1, Sanguine in the 2. Sanguine's been playing just fantastic. Buse's alt Dibs in the 3, Buse's alt Debs in the 4, finding their first win, and then G-Kick in the 5. I got Murgle winning 4-1. Yeah, well, it's Buse. So Buse in the chat there saying that his alts will win and he will lose, and it's hard running 4 different accounts. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get your main to win. So, but hey, I think you and your 4 alts have been doing fantastic overall. So keep it up. All right, let's. What do we have
3
here?
alts. I thought it's 3. Wait. I thought it's 3 alts or 2 alts because we confirmed that Dabs and G-Kick are not alts.
No, Dabs is definitely not. Buse isn't an alt, and you know what? G-Kick G-Kick's a real player as well. So it's Buse and then Dabs, right. Dibs, and Debs, right? Are all alts, and then so G-Kick is a real person. I think that's where we're at. So it's Buse, and then Buse's 3 alts, and then G-Kick.
You guys are giving me way too much to follow right now.
Inzy's saying Dabs is a real person, but I don't believe it. So
yeah.
I think it's like a deep fake type of thing.
Yeah.
Inzy's not on their team, so it doesn't matter.
Yep, there's Pee Wee in the chat agreeing. Dabs and Buse, same person.
Yep,
we are
exactly.
all Buse.
Oh dear God!
It's the conspiracy, man. We're on the conspiracy train right now.
I blame you guys for what we've started. For the record,
I don't think it's. I think we were just the ones to spot it, to see the kind of put the pattern together.
Sure, guys. Let's go with that.
Have you really seen Dabs? No, I haven't.
This is what we do on Thursday.
Exactly, that's my point. Have you really seen Dabs? All right.
All right, Dusharmo, what do you think here?
We're talking about Hot Zilfs, right? We're moving on?
Yeah, we're moving on. Yeah.
All right, cool. Hot Zilfs and a Noyo team.
Oh God.
Yeah, this is a match that another team I think is going to have to pick up a win here, or they're going to find themselves really far behind. Some really tough matchups. Coles versus a mage. A mage is really going to have to step it up for Coles. Ribopson and Dano. Ribopson's a very good player.
Poof. Yeah.
And then Donde and Zethund. So the top three are super tough matchups for the Anoyo team. And then as we go down, Anvil not a person you want to sleep in on the floor at all. So Matt's got a work cut out there. And,
I didn't. I still lost to him in Hero.
And Tostinos versus Jim. I mean, Tostinos probably has a good chance to win there, but even then, that 5 seed pressure, it must be facing Totinos there. I'm sorry, but I'm leaning just from how things have been going. I'm going to give 3-2 win. Let's go 3. I'll give a 3-2 win to Hot Sylphs. I'll say Coles wins in the 1. I'm going to give Rebopson in the 2. I'm going to say Zethund beats Donde, though. Anvil wins in the 4, and Tostino's in the 5.
Sure, seems fair. So I'll go next here, then let you finish off here, JR. So I've got another team winning 4-1. A mage wins in the 1, Rebopson in the 2, Zethund in 3, Mad at Arms in the 4, and Totino's in the 5. I think
so. You did the same thing I predicted when my team went up against Dusharmo's last week.
Yeah, I always predict myself to lose.
That's fair.
Yeah, and this season has been bearing out for the most part. It's been a rough season.
Hey, you're 1-2. You're getting there. You're getting there.
My first one was I almost 2-1, but that week was a bummer.
See, I'm just annoyed because I was so ready to pick a Noyo team to win, and it's like you're playing against the Zilfs. It's just like that's just unfortunate timing right there. But I actually do think this is going to be close. I just have to give Zilfs the edge 3-2. I'm going to say Coles, Rebopson, and Donde win. I honestly, as good as Anvil is, especially in the 4, I got to give the edge to my boy Mad at Arms here. I believe in that man, possibly more than he believes in himself, but that's okay. And then Totino's definitely takes the 5.
Yeah, cool. I don't disagree with any of that. Let's move on.
I lost to Rebopson, so you have to too. That's how it works, right?
That's not how it works at all, actually. I think I will go ahead and defeat Rebopson then.
Hey, go ahead.
That Rebopson.
Hey, it has no impact on me right now.
All right, Defiance Brotherhood versus Amberflight Gaming. Defiance Brotherhood looking to get back into the hunt here. I think, if I remember right, they started off 1-0 and then have lost the last 2 weeks. No, that's not right. They started off 0-2, won last week against my team. Excuse me. Amberflight Gaming. They were super close last week, didn't quite get there. Again, I think it's going to be a confidence issue moving forward. That being said, I really like Dragon Rider in the 1 versus Lemons. Lemons played, superbly last week. Probably beat, arguably the best THL player of all time in me. So confidence most likely riding high. No, I'm making bad
So
jokes.
She's not a permanent sub though, right?
As far as I know, because Itachi's been still playing in the other series, so I'm not sure.
I was gonna say.
As far as I know, Dragon Rider isn't a permanent sub there in the 1, but I don't. Again,
I imagine not. Because otherwise, if she was, they would have moved things around.
Yeah,
position-wise.
Yeah. So, but I do like Dragon Rider. I think Dragon Rider is just a crazy good Hearthstone player. Lemons is as well, but Lemons, you may notice what Lemons did not bring this week. Shaman. So Lemons is gonna lose again. That's how it works, right? I was as stunned as you are. I was as stunned as you are.
Somebody has to do a proper gasp.
I have Comp winning the 2. Comp's going to stop losing eventually. I really like Comp's classes here. Again, I'm not a big fan of Paladin, so I'm giving Comp the edge. I got Avagui. I'm sorry, I can't say that name. Winning in the 3. Neb Canuck in the 4, and Mojo Powell in the 5. I got 4-1 win, Defiance Brotherhood, propelling themselves into the playoff hunt. And Amberflight Gaming, unfortunately, the struggle will continue. What do you guys got? Dusharmo, what do you think?
Unlike you, I think Lemons picks up. I guess this is a turd upset of the week.
Yeah, no Shaman. Yeah.
No Shaman. Lemons wins. His first no Shaman win. I like Dragon Rider.
THL.
Yeah, in THL. I think he does pick up the win. there. I'm going to give the 2 to Neji Boston just off the PR difference there. I'm going to give Avo the 3, Neb Canuck the 4, and even Mojo the 5. So I'm going to say 4-1 Defias Brotherhood.
Wow.
Strong win.
Yeah. So what I was saying, but just with the switch between the 1 and the something else, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Very close. Cool. Oh, but how about you, JR?
I'm gonna say, you know what? I really feel bad for Emberflight Gaming just because I feel like this is probably a way stronger team than people realize. But I get this impression that the real problem is just that, again, like Christine and Krakowak are just like really are still very new and really trying to get their foothold in this. From what I've heard from Dragon Rider, they're both solid players, so I have no doubt that they can succeed in this community. But with that said, I'm going to say Dragon Rider and Neji Boston take their matches. I want to give Christine the edge, but Avagui is doing pretty well right now, so I'm going to say they lose the 3. I'm going to give the turd upset of the week to Bitbeaker beating Neb Canuck, and then Mojo Powell beating Krakowak. So yeah, 3-2 Amberflight Gaming. I would love to see them pick up their first win here.
Sweet. I like it. That's fantastic. That's lots of fun.
I'll be honest though, I was a little thrown off by the sound effect as soon as I said that, and I was like, "Wait, I gotta! Damn it!
It's coming! Hey, watch! Remember, we're a G-rated show.
That's true.
All right, Red Conference. Moving on. Good luck, Albatrosses versus Chaos Theory. What do you have for us, JR?
This is I was really excited when I heard about this match. This is basically a match of two Titans really. Like Chaos Theory is 1 and 2, but they also have 47 points.
That week 1, they had like 24 points, like there's something like that. It was ridiculous. So
yeah, I think they had like 43 points in week 1, and then they struggled 2 and 3. But yeah.
Right. Like the thing is, like they've still, for the most part, gotten like a decent amount of points within their matches.
They've been great, right? They just had bad luck past couple of weeks.
Yeah. So I feel pretty good about them this week. I mean, but at the same time, they're playing against the Good Luck Albatrosses. These guys only have only 2 of their players have lost any matches, and most of those come from Lotus Knights. So, it's like I remember you guys, like Dusharmo was saying, I think, or no, Mike was telling me that Chewbacca did the math that they're going to be over like 1900 PR this week, and I'm just like, what the actual heck? Like, this is nuts. But with that said, I'm going to give Hockey Boys the win in the 1. I'm going to give Inzi the win in the 2. I am not going to be spiteful and predict that Dusharmo loses, even though I'm well within my right to do that right now. No, I'm going to say he wins in the 3. I got to give it to my boy. It's me, Mike V, in the 4 seed, as I told him this is the battle of the mics. And Mike Lowe is really good.
Mike v. Mike.
I have told myself that I'm going to avoid picking up against my buddy Mike V as long as I can, especially when he's undefeated like he is now. And then I will say Chewbacca takes the 5. So yeah, 4-1. Good luck, Albatrosses. But I could easily see this going a different way, given the way Chaos Theory has started off this season. So, what now?
Yeah, I can follow up there. So first things first, I think we need the Mike v. Mike on stream and then casted by members of Dirty Mike and the Boys. I'm just saying that's what we need. That's what THL needs. Make THL great again. I'm just saying we need Mike v. Mike casted by Mike. Just saying. All right. So I got hockey.
Dirty Mike himself is probably preoccupied though. Just a heads up.
So I got hockey in the 1. Hockey's just feeling it, right? Inzi in the 2. Dusharmo gonna keep on winning because Dusharmo likes to win.
Does he, though?
I do have It's Me, Mike V, winning the Battle of the Mikes in the 4, and Shu in the 5 for a 4-1 win for Good Luck Albatrosses. And Dusharmo, I assume you're going to pick your team to win?
5.
Yeah. 5.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, nice. I got to. You got to believe in your team, man.
Well, you don't.
Why not?
There is no legal obligation for you to do that.
Well, not legal, but like I think just from like being a good teammate.
I mean, not
None
just
of us are good teammates.
I have, although I wouldn't be surprised if the other team won some matches. I have faith that my team can win every single. I look at all these matchups and like, they can all win a match there. It's all possible for all 5 of them to win. So
Well,
nobody's
I think the one.
outmatched.
Here's my question though: if Lotus wins, will he continue his trend where he said he said on Hearth Center last night he either sweeps his matches or he loses? There's no in between.
Well, I mean, hey, sure, why not? I think Good Luck Albatross is the only thing that might switch us for Good Luck Albatross, is who I do think on paper are the better team here. Chaos Theory's feeling the pressure, right? They thought they were like, they went into the season feeling really, really good after that first win, just dominating win. And then, the nice part is that points matter, not your record. So as long as they keep on getting points, they're going to be fine. But at a certain point, the losing just kind of starts to kind of catch up with you. And then you start feeling that pressure where there isn't maybe pressure, and you drop matches that you shouldn't drop. And then all of a sudden you see yourself on the outside looking in for the playoffs. So I do think it's kind of a put up or shut up week for Chaos Theory for sure. So
yeah.
We did talk about A2L, A2 Battleship. I picked you all to win, if I remember right. So the VOD will be up, and then YouTube will be up tomorrow. The VOD will be up right after we're done here. So, and then up next we do have Dirty Mike and the Boys versus Redacted. Thank you. I lost my place in the show notes. And then my brain froze. I just made like a weird white noise.
With a match updated there.
Ooh,
No Glocko gets a win over Fuel. 3-2.
I picked that. It's right there. I picked it beforehand. So that
it's right there,
as
guys.
a me win.
Guys, it's right there.
Dano,
I'm pointing at it. See, you all can see our notes here.
Dano, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see anything.
I hate you all. I just thought there was no way Glocko was going. You're such a bad person. whoever the pink
was me. I'm sorry.
The anonymous cormorant is.
Oh, come on! I couldn't resist.
I felt beforehand Glocko is too good of a player. Unless Glocko's not putting the time in, I think they put in the time in because I've been seeing them on my friends list. They weren't going to go 0-4. And that's nothing against Fuel as a player, because Fuel's a fantastic player. But like at a certain point, it's just math. Glocko's going to find a win. I also have Agent Pee-wee winning, beating Sirlos. Like I said, we cast his match last week, and like, boy's just feeling it, right? Like the confidence is sky high, feeling the meta. There's really, really good lines that both Donde and I missed. And not like we didn't, not like we kind of missed, or like we sort of saw it. No, like just saw lines that were even on our radar screen and just left us stunned. Like just super duper play. I have Tony Montana winning in the 3. It's hard to argue the 3-0 record, right? In the 4, I have Snake Fods. Unfortunately for Lefty, going to kind of continue the struggle. And then also Pasca winning in the 5, because Pasca's a kind of a cheat at 5. So I do have Redacted winning 4-1. What do you guys think? How about you first, JR?
I'm not gonna lie, I was really leaning towards Dirty Mike and the Boys just because of the record. They're the only undefeated team left in Legacy right now, and looking at the way things were going, I felt pretty good about them. But no Glocko taking down Fuel is a huge upset, so I'm going to say that Agent Pee-wee, and Snake Fods are going to win their matches, and that Tony Montana, I'm going to give the upset to Astrofrog, because I do think that, especially with knowing that this is Base's brother, that there's going to be like a pep talk. There's going to be like it's going to be a new week, and boom, Astrofrog's going to get that first win. Plus, I feel like it's pretty, for whatever reason, it's pretty common for first time players in THL to start off 0-3 and then get their first win.
Yeah,
I don't know why that's a thing.
Base brothers. So
yeah.
What do you think, Dusharmo?
I'm gonna have to agree with you guys on this. I do think Redacted pick up the win here. No Glocko, Agent PWE, Snake, and Pasca. I think they win 4-1. I think the only win comes from Tony Montana in the 3.
Yeah, I think that's that No Glocko win was huge, right? All right,
Quite
cool.
huge.
So moving on, so we could finish close to time actually. We've got F2L Red versus Beast Mode. Hey, JR, what do you think?
So I'm going to reiterate what I said about F2L last week, which was that if the 3 and 4 seeds start to pick up wins, it's going to be pretty significant because this team is already pretty scary as is, and then once everybody starts to really get wins, it's like they're pretty. They could be unstoppable. That being said, we do have, of course, 8-bit winning in the 5 seed already, putting F2L at a slight disadvantage right now. But I'm still going to give him the edge here because Liquid Ox is on fire, and even though Bill Snyder is a great player, I'm going to say he wins the 2. I'm going to give MMI the win in the 1. And Lemur...
There was a result already, guys.
Yeah.
Bill Snyder wins 3-1 over Liquid
Oh.
Ox.
Whoa! What?
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I didn't
Wow.
see that one coming in a million years.
Nobody
no offense to Bill
did.
Snyder one bit,
Wow.
but like Liquid Ox has just been playing so well, and Bill Snyder's just been kind of on the struggle bus. Congratulations,
Wow.
Bill Snyder.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right
When
there.
it's like Bill Snyder winning an upset like that, like it's like he's 0-3, he's in the 2 seed, but you still think to yourself, man, like he's probably still going to win. Like, or he still could end up winning, but then you see his opponent is Liquid Ox.
So if you guys are curious, Dano does the show notes the night before, and I do the stream thing just moments before the stream. So I have the more updated stuff on stream. So they're looking at the show notes and seeing, hey, Bill Snyder and not Liquid Ox haven't played yet. So sort of updated information there. So
if it didn't happen before I put the show notes, it did not happen until it's breaking news. That's how time works.
He's very good at this.
Yeah, I'm decided.
So that right now puts Beast Mode up 8-3. Wow.
Wow.
I think you have
That's
to
gonna
go
take
Beast
time to
Mode.
get used to too. Damn it, man. I'm gonna say, yeah, no. Now I watched a Beast Mode. I was so ready to say F2L is going to take it, and I think they still could, given the matchups left. I think the biggest problem is going to be Shiny Pants needing to pick up that first seed against Copper Talon, that first win against Copper Talon. So, yeah, I mean, I think Lemur could end up beating Zancat, but Zancat is also a 3 seed in Legacy. That's a 1 seed in Hero, so he's got his work cut out for him.
All right, cool.
But I still say MMI takes the win over Avi.
Crazy. All right, so I have got obviously winning in the 1. Obviously, Bill Snyder won already the 2, so that one can't count. THL winning in the 3. Do well as a sub last week. Do well as a sub this week. Copper Talon in the 4 and 8-bit in the 5. I actually have Beast Mode winning 4-1. I had them winning 3-2 before Bill Snyder beat Liquid Ox at this very moment because how time works for me. But 4-1, yeah, I think Beast Mode walks away with this one pretty easily.
I have a bold pick. I don't know if it's bold, but I have Beast Mode 5-0 over F2L. I think they're gonna win.
Sure.
I think they're gonna win.
Damn.
They're gonna win all 5 matches over F2L. I think this is going to be a huge week for Beast Mode. Drop back up into the top 4 again, or go up, not drop, but rise.
Sure. Yeah. Totally see that. All right, cool. Let's talk about Illy Dilly's Death Knights versus the Pod People.
I can't
How
believe
about
that's
you get us
catching
going
on
here,
for the record.
Illy Dillies. Yeah.
Illy
Dilly's
Dilly.
Death Knights.
Illy Dilly.
Illy Dilly sounds like a kind of pickle. Let me go to the supermarket and get an Illy Dilly.
So I will just say also, we do have breaking news. You might want to hit the button.
Got it.
So Zeroshio picked up his first win, beating Marty 3-2. An unfortunate reverse sweep that leaves me heartbroken for my team. But you know what? We're still gonna win this one.
And it's another one that I called there, so you're welcome, everybody.
I will
gonna
not
call,
thank you.
I was
No.
going to call Zeroshio to win, by the way. So I know he's probably like, yeah, right. But I was going to say he was going to win.
No, I
Well,
expected
it's like
you
so
to.
Lemons equals Shaman as Zeroshio equals
Paladin.
right?
There we
Like,
go. That's the equation. Lemons
simple
equals
math.
Shaman. Zeroshio
Simple
equals
math.
Really?
Paladin.
Okay, that discussion topic is not going to die just for that. So be prepared. We're going to be discussing that week to week.
I do look at it. I do look at Lemons and Shaman and Zeroshio at Paladin. Not even kidding. Every week I look at what those two brought because if one of them did not bring one of those two classes, I'm surprised.
This is the second
same
time
with-
that Zeroshio has brought
Wicked Good and
Paladin.
Priest, right?
Yeah, well, this is the same. This is the second time in 2 seasons that Zeroshio has brought Paladin, and it's been the bane of my team's existence.
Hiroshima brought
Okay,
Paladin
not
every
really.
week last season. He brought.
Oh, I
he
know,
wouldn't stop
and I
playing
hated
it
Holy
was
Rat
okay.
Paladin with a burning passion. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Sorry, that was all of your time, Dusharmo. What do you think?
Yeah, sorry about that. It got a bit personal for me. I won't lie.
Yeah, there you go, guys. That's my my comments for this matchup.
Oh well, Dusharmo, did you want to mention? Or sorry, Dano, did you want to mention what you did to, piss me off a little bit right now?
No. No, I
You
did
know
at
what
all.
you did. I'm looking
I
at your
really don't know what I did.
predictions. You know what you did.
Oh, I picked Starlax to beat you?
Yes.
Starlax is in Minnesota. I have to pick Starlax. It's
No,
it's
you
rule
don't.
of Minnesota.
Again, I'm a
This.
lawyer. That is not a legal obligation at all.
I work at a law school, man. I make lawyers, so
That's-
don't even begin to start me as lawyers.
Hey, boys, that is all of our time. Let's go on to the next battle.
All right.
So
all right.
I do have Hat beating Catman in the one. I think Hat is. I think it's just a heck of a match, and I hope it's on stream, but I don't believe it is.
No.
Zeroshio in the 2, Starlax in the 3 because go Minnesota. Siege in the 4, Quirky Turtle in the 5. Quirky stepping in. Quirky's a solid player. I like her against Saku as a sub. Pop people winning 3-2. How about what do you think there, JR?
I mean, do you really need to ask?
No.
No, I mean, I do think Catman is going to beat Ridiculous Hat, and I feel really good about Siege beating Wicked Good. He's had a bit of a rough season to start, but I feel like he's starting to regain some footing. Against Starlax, so we're 1-1 against each other in previous matches, so I want to take that lead against him. Looking at our lineups, I'm very interested in seeing how this plays out. And as for the 5 seed, I'm definitely giving it to Quirky, but I will say, fun fact, this is what I'm going to call a grudge match, and I say grudge match in quotation marks because it's Saku. How can you have a grudge against the friendliest Canadian in THL? But Saku and Quirky played at the very end of the regular season in Legacy last season. Saku won, and that match win unfortunately kept us out of the playoffs by 1 frickin' point.
Ooh.
So yeah, it was rough. We really needed the win in general, but we could have. We ended up just missing it anyway by a tiebreaker, and it was very heartbreaking. And even though Quirky is wonderful, she is not a vengeful person. I am hoping she still wants to get revenge anyway. So I'm excited to see how that plays out.
I'm excited now too, actually. Let's move on to Hearthstone Academy versus Dad Legend. Because we live in Bizarro world where Dad Legend just loses a lot.
Apparently.
So I think we talked about a little bit in the review, and now I'm gonna talk about it now in the preview. I really don't know who Dad Legend is at this point, to be honest. Like, I know the players, and they're good players. So
Yeah.
but it just kind of hasn't been happening.
Where in the world is Dad Legend?
Exactly, right though? Like,
Where did they go?
Dad Legend.
and it's not that they've been close loss necessarily either. Like, it's been kind of brutal, to be honest. And it was kind of funny week 1, and it was really funny week 2 because like they redeemed themselves. Now week 3, it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
The
I said
back
it
to
before,
week
none of
one,
their
back to
matches
week
have been
one,
close.
like back to week
Yeah.
None
one.
of them. Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah. That being said, I really like the classes that were brought by Dad Legend this week. I think the 5 people bringing Demon Hunter is smart. I think people, like I said, undersold that Demon Hunter would be probably just fine still because they can draw all the cards in their deck if they would like. And it's just too good of a team to stay down at this point, right? So I do think they're going to find a win. I think this is going to be a good match, a close one. But I do think Dad Legend actually finds the win here against Hearthstone Academy. These are 2 super close teams, and if either of these teams want to hit the playoffs, I think like this is the week to turn the corner. So I have Zabe in the 1. No offense to Base Stink, but I just think she's just kind of outmatched there. Yellow Dart in the 2 over 2-star Mako, who's been struggling a little bit. I do have Boozy beating Myanodon in the Battle of the Dinosaurs in the 3. Ghost in the 4 and Turd in the 5. That gives us a 3-2 to Dad Legend. But I think it's going to be super close for sure. What do you think, JR?
This one was a hard one to call, but I'm actually giving the slightest edge to Hearthstone Academy, so I have to disagree with you slightly. I do give Zabe the 1, Yellow Dart the 2, despite the fact that I do not like I do not like cheering for him. I'm just kidding. No, I think Ildar takes that. Definitely giving Booze the 3 here. The man's on a roll. I'm kind of glad I didn't have to play him week 1, because if I did, I'd probably be 0-3 right now. And then Ghost, I think, slight edge over Durden, and Sage beating Turd Herder. So, yeah, close one.
And thank you for the gifted sub to Travis Chrono Lemur. How do you say that? Is it Lemur?
Lemur.
But Travis giving Travis a gifted sub. Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome with the gifted sub. Thank you so much. That means a ton.
And
to be honest,
I'm gonna have to agree with Dano on this one. I honestly think this match comes down to Myadidon versus Booze. I think that's the match that determines this. I think the 1-2 go to Dad. I think the 4-5 go to Hearthstone Academy. And then it comes down to 3, and I think Myadidon gives Booze his first loss. Sorry, Booze.
Interesting.
Both of these, this is not just a battle of the dinosaurs. This is the battle of the former Tavern Talk hosts. Both of these individuals were the lead host of Tavern Talk. So,
what?
Booze and Matt, yes.
Wait, when was Booze a host? Why am I forgetting that?
Booze was a host before Myadidon. So...
I have no idea how I don't remember that.
Spicy THL
That's before Dano was here. Booze was Booze in charge of Tavern Talk. So it was Booze versus Myadidon, the battle of the former Tavern Talk hosts there. And I think and beards too, because they both have beards. So
oh yeah, that's right.
So we could call it anything you want. So I think Myadidon takes it here, though. I think Myadidon gives Booze his first loss, but I think it's going to be close, 3-2.
I put it in the THL content chat. I think we need Booze versus Myadidon. I think we need the battle of the dinosaurs. I think we need it. You know, that, and we need Mike versus Mike cast by someone from Mike. Just saying.
Yeah.
I think that
that might the casting part might be hard. The getting the match on stream, not so much.
Also, that's actually
also, friendly reminder, even though both of these guys are on Beard Boys, you do not need a beard to be on that team.
True, but it does help because beards are awesome.
Unfortunately, but let me enjoy being clean shaven, damn it.
I will. Yeah, you do it. So that's actually it for this week. We're actually all done here. We did it with only going like 10 minutes over, so way to go us.
That's better than the 30-minute class.
Yeah, we did great. I think we actually might get this down to an hour, you guys. I'm pretty proud of us. I do have the upcoming matches that are going to be streamed this weekend. So on Friday, we do have some really good ones. So we have obviously versus Eggo Waffle. That sounds outstanding. I can't tell you how much I'm excited for that. Eggo Waffle, by the way, has just been blowing the ladder up, and I think is on Coin Conceit tonight. So head over there next if you want to watch. I think Eggo is on their show this week. Big Ted versus Pond, and Totino's versus Jim Philos. I've heard of this. That's all fantastic. Those are both my teammates. I am very excited for that one. All right. Jim's on our hero team. That'll be super fun. Then on Saturday, we had a pro matchup of JR here versus Yachester.
I think it's Yaxter.
Yaxter. That's actually fantastic. Yaxter.
Yes. This is hopefully I gotta check to see if any matches from our team playing against it, but this could be this could give us the win if I'm able to pull off the win on Saturday. So I'm excited to see what happens. And this guy brought Shaman. So if you want to see Highlander Shaman on stream, I mean, there you go.
I will be casting it. I'm actually very, very excited now because Donda and I will be casting that one. Always a good time.
I got to impress both of you, so good to know.
We don't have any match let up for Salty Saturday yet, but JR will be casting that one if something does get picked up there. I think
Schoolstone.
Had something.
No, it's Schoolstone.
Oh, sorry. I'm Salty Saturday. You're Schoolstone. You're right.
Yeah.
And then Dollar Bill's coming in for the cast on Sunday with Inzi versus Isocles. Should be a fantastic matchup there.
That'll be fun.
Isocles struggling a little bit the past couple of weeks, so you want to miss that one. A lot of like really great legacy matches here to watch. So
and Dollar Bills, just so you know, he casted some actual real Hearthstone content, like real. So if you want to catch somebody who knows what they're doing, you know.
What are you trying to say?
I'm not saying
he's unintentionally throwing shade at Dano.
Well, and you too. Don't forget, you're also casting, so he's throwing shit at both of us.
Myself included.
Debatable. Debatable.
You're in my list. I think Inzi. I think Donda just got the schedule together, so into just learning this moment.
I'm on stream, huh?
Yeah, so that's what we have. It could change, obviously, because, but yeah, it sounds like that is what it is. So I think Donda just got the stuff put together this evening, so he pinged us in chat here to give us the heads up. That's it for us. Thank you so much. Anything to say here, JR or Dusharmo?
No.
Just happy to have another fun week of Tavern Talk.
Yeah, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you so much for the subs and the gifted subs. Thank you so much, Dusharmo and JR, for this being on the show with us.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. And thank you, listeners or viewers, for showing up too. Thank you.